For our 41st anniversary, I wanted to return to Carter Cave State Resort Park in eastern Kentucky. It turns out we couldn't do that. I remember doing a day hike at Carter Caves years ago on our way back from someplace else, and always thought the park was a worthy destination for multiple days of hiking. Julie had no recollection of that earlier hike, and when we arrived I realized I had been thinking of someplace else. We'd never been to Carter Caves, and you can't return to someplace you've never been to before, so my whole premise was flawed. Even so, we had a great time hiking here. We were at Carter Caves for 3 days. We stayed the 2 nights at Lewis Caveland Lodge. I had reservations when I made reservations. Online reviews had not been encouraging, but it turns out those reviews were outdated. New beds had been brought in the month before we arrived, and the case goods, dressers and desks and such, had been replaced just before that. There were still issues. Our bathroom door was hard to close, our air conditioning failed, and they had to move us to another room. But both rooms were very clean, quiet, and comfortable. The rate was exceptional, and made even better with our AAA discount. We ate 3 meals at Tierney's Campground restaurant. We've had hundreds of meals at Kentucky State Parks over the years, and the experiences have ranged from adequate to just a bit above average. These meals fell right in the middle of that narrow spectrum. Overall, we'd recommend the lodge and the restaurant. I have no footage of the campgrounds because people get kind of freaked out when you drive by filming them, but we did drive through the campgrounds to see if we'd consider coming back with our travel trailer. Probably not. The sites are a bit small and close together. There were dogs in several sites, and their barking was incessant. And although Kentucky law limits camping to 14 days and expressly forbids homesteading, it doesn't appear this is being enforced at Carter Caves. Remember, this is based on our drive-through. A lot of folks seem to be set up for the long term. As I rode past on my bicycle one evening, I heard one of those wretched car horns that plays the first few bars of Dixie blaring from a campsite. That clinched the deal for me. The tent camping area was more appealing, but it's right next to the RV campground, and you have to drive through the RV area to reach the tent area. No thanks. At least not in the warmer months when attendance is higher. I might do a little more research for a cold season visit, although the campgrounds close from mid-November to April. I biked past the campgrounds because I biked down to the lake. I had my paddleboard in the truck and wanted to see if our vehicle would fit the narrow access road to the lake. Yes, it would. But meeting a vehicle coming the other way would be unpleasant. There are only a couple of pull-offs, and the rest of the road is edged by steep ravines. There's a small boat ramp at the bottom, and just uphill from that, a parking area for maybe 4 vehicles. I also hiked down to Smoky Valley Lake from the lodge. The lake is pretty, but it's small at only 45 acres, and its glory days are long gone. The sidewalk is overgrown, the concession stand sits abandoned. Clearly this had been a key part of the appeal of the park at one time, with brick and stonework and a small dock, but the lake sees much lighter use now. I saw a few kayakers and some people shore fishing, and that was about it. But again, it's a pretty lake, and the next time we're here, one or both of us will likely spend time on the water. For this trip, I skipped the paddle option. I also skipped the mountain bike option. There are 15 miles of shared use trail open to equestrians and mountain bikers, but the reviews are not favorable. I may sample them next time. Besides going to and from the lake, the only other riding I did was of the paved Mulligan Trail through the former golf course, which was the golf cart path when the course was still open. The course at Carter Caves was one of 4 9-hole state park courses closed in 2017. The trail is an okay ride, but the only maintenance it sees is the mowing of 1 more width on each side. The asphalt is crumbling and weeds are growing through the pavement. It's good that the park opened the trail to biking rather than let it sit completely unused, but they're not devoting a lot of resources to maintaining it, and that's fine. We did 2 cave tours. This is, after all, Carter Caves State Park. We did the X Cave Tour and the standard Cascade Cave Tour. An extended tour of Cascade was also available, as were other tours. With COVID restrictions in place, attendee count was kept low. Our group for Cascade was capped at 17 or 18. And besides our guide, we were the only 2 in XK, just because we were the only 2 who signed up for the 9:30 tour. We enjoyed the tours and would take them again or take others when we return. Mostly we hiked. There's a little more than 17 miles of hiking only trail at Carter Caves, and they are spectacular. Tons of rock formations, beautiful woodlands, lots of wildlife. They're fairly rugged. Bring good boots and your best hiking skills. Please do subscribe to the channel. Click the bell so you're notified when I post new videos. Share this video with others, and feel free to post your comments. I love hearing from you. When I got home, I realized that most of my cave footage was unusable. One simple step would have fixed the problem. I share my error with behind-the-scenes level supporters on my Patreon page. So that's it. This was not a return trip to Carter Cave State Resort Park, but our next one will be. I'm Rich Reese, and I'll see you out there.